What's up, guys? Alright, so today this video is basically going to be about a daily bias. It might take a bit long, so I hope you guys pay attention to it. So let's start off the video. Before that, just a disclaimer: whatever you're going to watch, whatever you're going to learn is only for educational purposes and it's not financial advice. So with that being said, let's go. So daily bias. Now, what is daily bias? Daily bias is basically a way for you to know where the market or the price is going to go for the day, right? So first thing that you got to drill in your head, right? Finding your daily market bias is just giving you an extra edge in the market. All right, this extra edge is called probabilities. All right, so what are these probabilities? Probabilities are basically telling you whether is it going to go up or is it going to go down, right? How are we going to find this is basically with what's in front of us. All right, so basically it's making an educated guess with whatever information that we have as of now, right? That's basically what probability in daily bias is. So do we have a higher chance going up or do we have a higher chance going down? That is about it. All right, so you can never ever, remember this, guess the market 100% correct all the time. You can never do that. No one can ever do that. If anyone can do that, and if they say that this daily bias is blah 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 blah, don't ever believe, because there's the harsh truth. No one can predict the market like 100% of the time. All right, so with what I've been doing, I'm going to share this to you guys for free. So with me going through this video, essentially you are going to know my model, how I trade it, etc, etc. All right, but this way of finding daily bias, it is going to work with any kind of strategy that you are using, but bear in mind I am going to show you the way that I use it for my model. All right, so if you guys want to learn more in depth, right, go to my Discord and upgrade to VIP, where I post more videos on this daily bias, because this is just going to be one video for you guys. And honestly, this one video should be enough. All right, cool. So we are done with probabilities. Now we're gonna learn two different things. All right, two different things, meaning running and sitting. All right, I'll go more in depth into this running and sitting later. All right, but just remember this term: running and sitting. Okay, and last but not least, right, we are gonna know, or rather we are going to find out, right, with the market, it is where is the market going to go and how are we going to look into the market, especially if you're scalping or if you're a day trader, you trade on the 5 minute, 15 minute, 1 minute, right? Then this is going to be helpful to you. All right, so basically what we're going to do, right, we are going to funnel the whole market, right? So from a big price range, we're going to make it smaller and smaller and smaller. All right, so how are we going to do that? Simple. We're going to look at weekly, daily, 4 hour, 1 hour. All right, so this, we call it the higher time frame, right? This is how we funnel it with weekly, daily, 4 hour, 1 hour. All right, where are we going to take our trades? 15 minute, 5 minute, 1 minute. So for me, 15 minute and 5 minute is going to be a place where I find reversals, or rather POIs, right? POIs is point of interest. Yeah, point of interest. So I'm gonna find my point of interest. All right, so where am I gonna find it? Again, 15 minute, 5 minute. I mean, essentially you can find it on the 1 minute or so, but for me, I'm using it 15 minute and 5 minute. The main focus of this video is you're gonna find how to find your daily bias, which is the main thing: the weekly, daily, 4 hour, 1 hour, right? It sounds like a lot, right? But the moment you master this, it's going to be easy, right? It's going to be super easy. It will get confusing, but when you keep practicing it, it's going to get easy. It's going to be like your second language for you, all right? So with that being said, please write this down, take down notes, whatever you want to do, all right? And what I'm gonna do right now, I'm just gonna run through a small example for you, and then we're gonna go look through some of the trades that I have back tested today. All right, so basically I just did back testing today, and there's a few trades that I want to go over and show you how the market bias or the bias helped us in winning those trades. All right, okay, so now I want you to understand this concept. The price, or rather the market, only moves within this. All right, what is this? It's called PD array. Right, so what are PD arrays? PD arrays are just places where the market likes to reverse off, or move from to. All right, so PD arrays like what? Fair value gap, swing points, or rather swings. All right, if you don't know what is fair value gap, go to YouTube, search what is fair value gap. All right, if you don't know what is swings, I'm gonna teach you. I'd rather just show you. Right, so swing points are basically, look at this. Right, you can see the middle candle is higher than the left and right. That's a swing high. The below candle wick, right, the wick is lower than the left and right. That's a swing low. Right, so basically what market likes to do is move from either a swing point or a fair value gap. Fair value gap again is just a 3 candle pattern where there's a gap, right? The wicks don't connect, so that's a gap, right? So what the market likes to do, it likes to go to a swing point, react, go down, and all that, right? But not necessarily every time it's going to do that. So that's what we're going to learn, right? Which one, or rather where do we see and all that. All right, so essentially let me just draw out for you guys. Right, so let's say the market is doing this. Cool. So why did the market do this? Right, it's basically because we had a swing here. All right, tapped here, reacted down. Maybe we had a fair value gap here, reacted off the fair value gap, moved up. Right, that's how the market likes to move, from PD arrays to PD arrays. Now we're gonna look through some examples and see what it is, and I'm gonna explain this running and sitting. All right, so the first trade I want to go through with is on 6 Jan. All right, as you can see, I don't think you can see that clear. If you can zoom in, then cool. Right, so these were the trades that we took. Right, and this was the winning trade. So yeah, I'm just gonna read it out to you. So this was an A+ entry. My bias was bullish on 4 hour and 1 hour. I used the 5 minute and 15 minute as an entry point of interest. Entered on the 1 minute and fib for B level. All right, I'm not gonna go through the fib and all that. You can look at my other videos to learn that. But this is the trade that we took. All right, so I trade the 10 a.m. power of 3. Right, so basically there's just accumulation, manipulation, and distribution. So now it's gonna be 10, right? 10 a.m. on the 6th of Jan. First thing first, I'm gonna go to the weekly, right? Because all the bigger time frame holds the bigger power, right? So on the weekly, what am I looking for? I'm looking for possible places where the price will reverse. Now this thing, right, is for the weekly and daily, so pay close attention. All right, so for the weekly, what am I gonna mark? Only for the weekly and daily, I'm gonna mark the previous candle's high and low if it has not been swept. All right, so look at this. We had a weekly high, previous week high. So this is the current week, right? So this is the previous week. So we have previous week high. So I'm gonna mark that as weekly. I'm gonna mark the low of previous week as weekly also. Cool. What else do I have? I have a swing, right? So this is a weekly swing. So I'm gonna mark that also, right? And obviously I'm gonna mark this swing also, right? Cool. So now my weekly is done. Is the price telling me anything right now? No. Why? Because we are in the center of both ways, right? But if you want to look at previous weeks and all that, we can look at the left and get a little idea where the market is heading, right? How is that? We had this low right here, right? We had this low that was swept, right? So now when the market sweeps just with a wick, right? And then closes above, we call that running, right? Because why? It ran away from the price. If let's say this candle was to close below this wick, right? I mean this swing low, let's say the body closes here, then that is called sitting. The price is sitting after the price. I mean after the swing, right? That's the only difference. Now, as you can see here, right? The price wick, right? We had clear indication that, okay, we might be reversing from here. The second candle, right, showed us that, yes, I'm moving higher, right? From this point to this point, just ignore this, right? From this point to this point, this point to this point, if we have signs of weakness or maybe signs of reversal, where is the next PD area? It's all the way here, right? So this will be our final TP. But this, we don't need it. Why? Because this is going to be for swing traders. We just funneling it, as I said at the start of this video. We are just funneling it so that we can have a good move on the day that we're trading, right? So I'm not going to mark that and all that. You can if you want, but I'm not going to do that. So I've already channeled it or funneled it on the wick that this is the range I'm going to play with for today. Cool. Next, we're going to go to the daily. Now, daily, what do you see? This is the previous day candle, right? Previous day has been swept. So do I want to mark that? No, I don't. So I'm going to mark that swing only, right? The swing high. I'm going to mark that as daily, right? Swing low has already been marked, right? By the weekly. So I'm not going to mark that, but previous day low has not been swept. So I'm going to mark that as daily, right? What do you notice now? From when the price was so big, it just became smaller and smaller, right? So now, from this point, right, use the same concept. This was previous day high, right? Now, what did the price do? Did the price run or did it sit? It sat, right? It sat above the price. But you can't say that as of now. Why? Because this is the current day, right? It can always just reverse back and close back here. All right, so we don't have that idea right now. So what else can we do? We look at what happened before. What happened before? We had a fair value gap right here, right? The price set outside, right? And then what happened? We reversed back, right? We reversed back. So this is what I meant. We can't always predict the move, right? At this day, you might have been like, okay, you know what? The price is sitting. I'm bearish. So you would have took a sell trade here, right? You might have win, you might have lost. That's probabilities. All right. So as of now, I have this move right here, but the price is closer to my top, right? To my top liquidity levels or the levels, right? So that gives me an edge. Like, okay, we might be bullish, but even now, I'm still unsure because what am I reacting off? Nothing, right? Why is the price suddenly going up? No reason, but I'm closer to the top. So for my daily, I'm 50-50, but I'm leaning towards bullish. All right, that's how you see it. On the 4 hour, all right, on the 4 hour, what do we see? All right, so remember the price actually reversed from here, and we were thinking, why did it reverse? Right now, on the 4 hour, look at this. This was a swing low on the 4 hour. Price wicked and closed above it, right? What does that show us? Oh, we are running away. So what does that mean? That's early signs of reversals, right? That we are going to reverse. So that's where the price actually reversed. Cool. All right, so now let's funnel it even more. On the 4 hour, what do you see? My 4 hour, I have a swing low right here, right? But I'm not going to mark the previous 4 hours low and high. Nah, I'm not going to do that. That's only for weekly and daily. Remember that, write down your notes, all right? I have a swing low here. Let me mark that as the 4 hour. Cool. What else do you see that makes you think that we are bullish? We had a swing here, right? We had a swing here. Did we run or did we sit? We sit, right? We sit above. So that shows me that, okay, cool, I'm bullish. So as of now, from this point right here till this point right here, I have area to play with buy trades, right? And if let's say on the 4 hour, since this is a 4 hour POI, right? Points of interest. If let's say the next 4 hour closes above this, then cool, I have more area to play with until here, right? And then the same thing for this and this and this, right? But we're gonna be scalping, we're gonna be day traders, so this is more than enough for me, right? So now let's drop to the 1 hour, right? Cool, we have the range already, we funneled it to the smallest part that we need. Now let's go to the 1 hour. What do you see on the 1 hour? 1 hour is doing the same thing, it closed above, right? Above this swing level, it's set, right? It's set. So same thing, we have gaps here, and if we close above here, right, we have all this way until here, this 1 hour right here, right? But again, like the hour is gonna be more like my just a place that it might reverse, right? But it's not as strong as my 4 hour daily, weekly, right? But my hour is also a point where it might reverse. I'm not saying no. All right, so my 1 hour, I have that. And what do I have below? Do I have anything below? Yeah, cool, I have this. I have this as my hour, right? Other than that, I don't have anything. So what does the price tell me on the 4 hour and 1 hour? It's telling me that I'm bullish. All right, cool, I want to find a buy trade. That is probability. So I got 80% or 70% probability that the price is going to go up rather than going down, because I got no reason for it to go down, right? So now this is where on the 15-minute I'm going to find my points of interest. Now if you look at what I said, I use the 5-minute and the 15-minute as points of interest, right? So what do you see here? I have a 15-minute fair value gap right here, and if I drop to the 5-minute, I have a 5-minute right here, I have a 5-minute right here. Maybe let me change the color for 5-minute. I'm going to put it maybe blue. All right, these both are 5 minutes. All right, cool. So these both are 5 minutes. Now I'm gonna wait for an accumulation manipulation either to either one of these level and show me what I want to see. All right, so let's see. At the same time, I still need to see whether I have any new 5 minutes, right? So price is just playing around, and we tapped here, but we closed below, right? But let's see on the 5-minute, is it doing anything right now, right? It's set inside. So when it sits inside the price, right, this is not, we are not looking at bias anymore. 15 and 5-minute, we are not looking at bias, we're just looking for early signs of reversal. You can use the same theory of the sitting and running to look at early signs of reversal. In this case, right now, as of now, I set in the price. When a price sits, what do you think will happen? It goes lower, right? I'm anticipating a lower move. So even if I get a setup there, I'm not going to take it. I might just wait for the next setup to play. And even still, right, I trade inversion fair value gaps and I didn't get anything, right? I'm going to maybe make this into orange, right? This was the IFVG that I have to close above, but nothing happened. So cool, I went lower, I tapped the below entry, right? Cool. Now I tap the bottom part and we are moving lower on the 5-minute. Now I'm still sitting in the price, right? I'm still sitting. So it shows me that we might go down lower. But what else do we have on the higher time frame context? We are bullish, right? Look at that. Price is still going down. But I don't have a setup as of now. It's still going down. It's still going down. Now we hit our last POI, right? So what happens when we break lower than this? We might be going bearish. So we might have to re-evaluate our setups again, right? Cool. Now let me look at 5 minutes again. What is 5 minutes doing? 5-minute ran. It didn't close inside. Even this candle, it didn't close inside. So this shows me that I am bullish, right? This might be the point that we are going to reverse from. And bear in mind, this is a 15-minute candle, right? I mean a 15-minute POI. So on the 15-minute POI, we're going to look for early signs of reversal on the 15-minute itself. As of now, I don't see anything, right? This is now 11:15, right? So I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait till 11:15 to see what the price is actually doing. And at this point, I do see reversals, right? You can even use the 5-minute, but that's totally up to you. You need to see what happens, right? But this is a POI on the higher time frame. I'm bullish, so I'm waiting for a inversion gap. So I need to wait for this to get inverse, and bam, we get inverse, right? You can take a trade from here if your risk appetite is there. For me, it's fine as long anything above 60 for Nasdaq. I'm fine with it, right? So from this point, you can either aim at 1:2, right? Or if you have like things like fib tools and all that, you can even use that. My 1:2 is exactly at this -2 level, right? Cool. So we took a trade there, and the price just kept moving up after this, right? And look at that, we had an edge in the market. And where is the price going to? Remember the daily mark that we marked, right? Look at where the price is going towards. And bam, you hit that daily mark, right? If let's say you are like crazy enough to just do that, then you can do that. You would have gotten this whole move right there, right? So since that was a daily, what do we need to do? We need to see on the daily for the next day whether we are sitting or are we running. In this case, what are we? We are sitting, right? So where do you think the price is gonna go? Up, obviously. Look at that. So that's how you see your daily bias, right? So I hope you guys found some value in this video. If you don't, just hit me up on Discord. I will try my best to tell you guys. And another thing I wanted to go through, what was it? Yeah, a short trade, right? So even this short trade, if you can see, everything was aligned, right? Like, wait, what? That wasn't a short trade. Wait. I'm lost. Oh, sorry. That was a long trade. Yeah. So we were taking buys, right? Everything was aligned, blah, blah, blah. We had SMTs and all that, right? But what eventually happened, even though our bias was right, it went down, hit our stop loss, and after this, the price went up, right? So as I said, daily bias is a probability thing, right? And you definitely need some kind of probability for you to do that, all right? And yeah, so this one I just created so that I can show you guys the trades. So let's look at the analytics. I just traded a few days, I believe. I believe this is the one. Yeah, this is a session in analytics. So I believe I just traded like 5 days, right? And our win rate was already 66.67. Obviously, that's not enough to show you how good the strategy is. But if you go to my Discord, you can see the statistics and all that. All right. So just by trading 6 days, these would have been your profits. But this wouldn't be possible without daily bias, right? You need that edge in the market. So if you guys still don't understand, please just rewatch this video again. I know it's a bit long. It's about 24 minutes. But rewatch this video. It's gonna give you an extra edge that not many traders may have, right? Even on YouTube, if you search how to see daily bias, they're gonna give you all sort of nonsense and all that. But it's like, it's so hard to find a good daily bias video, right? I found so many videos. I compiled everything into one, and then I learned from different people how to see this daily bias, and here I am giving it to you guys for free. All right, so I hope you guys learned something, and yeah, hope to see you guys in the Discord. Peace out.